What's up, everybody? Just thought I'd bring you a video. Got a lot of things going around in my head and I don't really know what to do with them, so I figured I don't know, I just start getting it out there and maybe it'll help myself to heal some things, and if it helps somebody else, that's great. Right now I'm just feeling a little overwhelmed with just everything that goes with being a human right now. You know, coronavirus, everything surrounding that. I mean, it was hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that there was literally an invisible killer out there that could take you out. And that's kind of scary if you really if you want to think about it. If you don't think about those things, then you probably doesn't really affect you, or it's easier to say it's not real. But if you do think about those things, it was kind of shocking to have to realize, wow, there's an invisible killer out there and it's out of your control. I don't really know what to do with that. And then everything changed, from shutting down the NBA to shutting down Vegas to places, airlines, to jobs, businesses shutting down. And when it was only a week, it was always like, well, people were being super cautious. But then it went on for so long and so many things changed and so many people's lives were just uprooted and changed. And I've had friends move from, for example, like New York City. They got out of the city and because it was not the place to be. So I think that was a big thing for a lot of people's lives have been changed. And I think one issue I'm having is trying to wrap my head around the fact of trying to go back to whatever it was before COVID, or thinking about things the way they were before COVID. Because when you never thought something like that would happen, it's hard to really imagine it never happening again. It could happen again, and maybe that's just some of the fear that I'm living with inside of my head. But it's hard not to be fearful when you're seeing people literally dying from this. Relatively healthy people, and they're dying. And I think that it was really mishandled, which really added to a lot of the pain and the issues that we're having trying to recover from this. I mean, from just people not willing to realize that it's out there and it's bigger than them, to the way businesses handled it, to the introduction of masks. I think that, it was really downplayed how dangerous this really was to people. So people weren't embracing the masks right off, and then it started wars and battles, and then it kind of slowly started to shut things down. And it's actually kind of frightening if you think about the ramifications of this pandemic. I made a video, I put it on social media. This was in November, and I kind of predicted, like, in 60 to 90 days, things were going to get crazy because people were losing everything they know about in their lives that they hold dear and true. They're losing their benefits, they're losing their jobs, they're making them feel like they're losing their families, their homes. People don't know how to feed themselves and all that. And it's really stressful for people. And our country doesn't really have a type of healthcare that is for all. You have to know how to navigate this system and use the benefits, and not everybody knows, and everybody's capable of doing that, and it can be frustrating, and you don't know who to trust. And then does it even work? Because the people in those positions, I mean, really, why do we get out of bed and go anywhere to a work or whatnot? Is to get paid so you can do whatever it is you want to do with your life. I mean, it's nice if you get gratification out of your job, but it's not necessarily where everybody was working from. And when COVID hit, it really shook everything up, and it made people really think about what they're doing. Is it sustainable? Why are they doing it? Are they happy? And I think I was one of those people that honestly really wasn't. I was doing things for reasons, but I don't know if I was doing them for the right reasons. And for me, I think COVID has really just exposed that doing things for the wrong reasons is not sustainable, and it's not going to make you happy. I think that it has really ruined a lot of the trust in a lot of establishments in this country and in people. And and we've seen more divides, and people are picking sides and really digging their ankles in and not really willing to open their mind to be exposed to ideas of other people, and change their own points of views. And so sometimes that can be frustrating when you see things, or you see people kind of not really willing to do what needs to be done, or even think about what needs to be thought about to get us to the next place. I'm really trying to be positive, but from everything around you, it's just negative, 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 and fear, and I think it's starting to weigh on my mental health. I guess I'm trying to limit my exposure to those things that I don't find to be productive to my good mental health. But it's so hard because it comes from so many directions. You want to go, go for a walk or go somewhere to get your mind off things, and you're immediately met with the reminder that, it's masks, or it's, people, or social distancing, or places are closed, or, everything is all shaken up, and you don't have a sense of peace. And so I guess that's what I'm searching for, and it's taking some work, but I've really been thinking about what is it gonna take for me to get there. And I guess I'm at the point where I'm thinking of redesigning everything that I know. I mean, I have my things that I enjoy, my outlets. I've held pretty closely to those. I've even gained a couple more things that I found out that I enjoy to learn about and express during COVID and through this whole thing. So, that part I like, but just everything as you've known it has kind of been, shaken up, and not really sure if and how things are going to come back. And when they do, things are going to start to come back, but there's no way to guarantee the permanence, and there's no way to really feel safe. And that can be weighing, that can be debilitating. So, this is a work in progress. I'm really just trying to get myself in a position where I'm feeling better about my life, myself, and things that are going on around me. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but it is, very clear that I got to do something.